Hello everyone, in this video we will do science chapter physical and chemical changes. So let us first see what is physical change and what is chemical change. Physical change. In a physical change, a substance undergoes changes only in its physical properties such as shape, size, state and color, and no new substance is formed. For example, freezing of water, melting of wax, tearing of paper, etc. Most physical changes are reversible. Most of physical changes are reversible. Some of them are irreversible, like tearing of paper. Tearing of paper. So, if we tear the paper, the paper is divided into two parts. We can make that paper again. Can we? No, we can't. So, freezing of water. Freezing of water is a reversible change. We can melt it and then again we can make liquid form, that is state, liquid form, water, and if we freeze it again, it will again it will like again ice, again become ice. So, chemical changes. Now, a chemical change occurs when two substances react chemically to form a new substance with different chemical properties. Two substances have different different chemical properties and they are reacting and they form a different product. Okay, that is called chemical change. A chemical change is also called chemical reaction. For example, burning of fuel. Burning of fuel is irreversible. We can't take that fuel again. We can burn that fuel again. So that is irreversible. Rusting of iron. Rusting of iron is also irreversible. Cooking of food. Cooking of food is also irreversible, etc. Chemical changes are irreversible. Chemical changes are irreversible. Now, chemical change during a chemical reaction. Gas may evolve, precipitate may form, color may change, state may change of energy may occur. These things may occur during a chemical reaction. Okay, gas may evolve, precipitate may form, color may change, state may change of energy may occur. Rusting of iron. Now, what is rusting of iron? Iron objects like iron gates or iron nails covered with reddish brown substances. This reddish brown substance is called rust. We call this reddish brown substance as rust, and iron objects like iron gates, iron nails, then iron benches, then etc. These all are covered with reddish brown substance, and this reddish brown substance is called rust. Rust is nothing but iron oxide, and iron oxide is Fe2O3, and when iron is left exposed to moist air, it chemically reacts with oxygen and water in air to form a powdery substance, iron oxide, Fe2O3, which we call rust. So, when iron is left over to exposed with air and moisture. Air and moistures are we need air and moisture to for rusting of iron. And now, if the rusting is very harmful to iron, we have to save iron because iron is used everywhere. In buildings, in gardens, everywhere iron is used. So now let us see prevention of rusting. Prevention of rusting. We can prevent rusting by painting or greasing the iron objects. We can prevent the rusting by greasing or painting the iron objects or by the process of galvanization. Oh my god, this much big word. The process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron object is called galvanization. The process in which we deposit a layer of zinc on an iron object is called galvanization. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. Have a good day. Bye bye. Hello everyone, in this video we will do a science chapter, Physical and Chemical Changes. This is part 2 of this chapter. So let's begin with chemical change. During a chemical reaction, gas may evolve, precipitate may form, color may change, state may change, change of energy may occur. Why I am showing this? Because in this video we will see evolution of gas, formation of precipitate, change of color, change of state and change of energy. So let's begin with evolution of gas. Okay, evolution of gas. A gas may evolve during a chemical reaction if one of the reactant or reactants is a liquid or in solution form. Evolution of gas is confirmed by appearance of bubbling in the liquid. The gas can be identified by testing it. In a chemical equation, the evolution of gas is shown by putting an arrow pointing upwards. Like this, we can show that in this equation, gas is evolving. Okay. So now, formation of precipitate. When two chemical in solution form react, two solution form chemicals react and an insoluble substance is formed that settles down in the bottom of test tube or beaker, etc. Then it settles down. That is called precipitate. The formation of precipitate in a chemical equation is shown by putting an arrow pointing downwards. Like this, we can show the formation of precipitate in an equation. Okay. Now, change of color. One of the product or products formed during a chemical reaction may have a different color than that of the reactants. Okay, for example, CuCO3, that is copper carbonate, that is green in color, gives CuO, that is copper oxide, black in color, plus CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Okay, CuCO3, that is copper carbonate, that is green in color, that have different color, and CuO, that is copper oxide, that is black, and okay, that is black in color. So that is a form of change in color. Okay. Now, next, change of state. In some chemical reaction, there is a change in physical state of the reactants and the products. To show the change of state, S for solids, L for liquids, G for gas, and AQ for aqueous are written after the symbols or formula of the reactants and the products. These are the symbols for the state. Okay, S for the solids, L for liquids, G for gas, and AQ for aqueous are written after the symbols or formula of the reactants and the products. Okay. Now, change in energy. During the chemical reaction, energy, usually in form of like heat, may be released or absorbed. Heat can be released or heat may be absorbed. Accordingly, there are two chemical reactions in change of energy. Okay, exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. In exothermic reaction, gas is released, heat is released, and in endothermic reaction, heat is absorbed. Let's see in detail. Exothermic reaction. Reaction accompanied with release of heat are called exothermic reactions, and release of heat is shown by writing plus heat on the right hand side of the equation. On the right hand side of the equation means here you can you will write plus heat if the heat is released. Okay. Now, endothermic reaction. Reaction accompanied with absorption of heat are called exothermic reactions. Absorption of heat is shown by writing plus heat on the right hand side or plus heat on the left hand side of the equation. You can do both. If you want to write minus heat, you will write on the right hand side, and if you want to write plus heat, you will write on the left hand side of the equation. And in the endothermic reaction, heat is absorbed. Okay. Now, so thank you for watching my video. Have a good day. Bye bye. Hello everyone, in this class we will see science chapter physical and chemical change. In this class we will do types of chemical reactions. So let's begin with types of chemical reactions. So types of chemical reactions. There are 6 types of chemical reactions. First, combination reaction, decomposition reaction, single displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, oxidation reaction, reduction reaction. So these are 6 types of reactions in chemical changes. Now let us first see combination reaction. Now combination reaction. When a compound is formed from its elements or from simpler substances, the reaction is called combination reaction. Okay, in combination reaction, two elements are combining to form a compound like H2 plus O2, that is H2O, that is water. So that is example of combination reaction. And here is also given one example, that is nitrogen plus hydrogen, that is N2 plus 3H2, that is ammonia 2NH3. Okay, so now decomposition reaction. In this reaction, this is opposite to the combination reaction. In decomposition reaction, a compound is breaking into 2 or more substances. Like here one given an example, that CuCO3, that is copper carbonate, gives CuO, that is copper oxide plus carbon dioxide. This is an example of decomposition reaction. And decomposition is normally caused by heating or by passing electricity through it. Okay, so now Single displacement reaction. In this reaction, one element replaces another element, form a compound. It is found that more reactive element replaces less reactive element from its compound. Okay, like CuSO4, that is copper sulfate plus Fe, that is iron, gives FeSO4, that is iron sulfate plus Cu, that is copper. So Fe is more reactive than copper, and Fe replaces Cu, and FeSO4 plus Cu is a product. Okay. Double displacement reaction. In double displacement reaction, two compounds react by exchanging their elements or groups. These reactions are of two types: precipitation reaction, neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction, you know that acid plus base gives salt plus water. That is called neutralization reaction. Okay. Okay. Precipitation reaction. In this reaction, two compounds react in their aqueous or solution form state to form an insoluble product settles down that we call as precipitate. Two compounds react in the solution form to form a new substance that is insoluble and that settles down, as we call that is precipitate. Here one example is given. Na2CO3 plus CuSO4 gives Na2SO4 plus CuCO3. Sodium carbonate plus copper sulfate gives sodium sulfate plus copper carbonate. Copper carbonate is there is formation of precipitate in copper carbonate. Copper carbonate is settling down and it is shown by this arrow. This is sign of formation of precipitate. Okay. Copper is replacing, see here, carbonate is replacing sulfate, that is carbonate CO3 is replacing sulfate SO4. Now the product is this Na2SO4, that is sodium sulfate plus CuCO3, that is copper carbonate, that is precipitate. Neutralization reaction. This you all know. When acid and base react, they form salt and water. This reaction is called neutralization reaction. We have learned this reaction in acid, bases and salts chapter. So, here one example is given. H2SO4 plus 2NaOH gives Na2SO4 plus 2H2O, that is sulfuric acid plus sodium oxide. Sodium hydroxide gives Na2SO4, that is sodium sulfate plus water. Sodium sulfate is salt and water. Oxidation reaction. Oxidation reaction is a chemical reaction that involves addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen from a substance. Now, in oxidation reaction, name is giving one clue that in this reaction there is addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen from a substance. And here one example is given that C, that is carbon, and O, that is O2, that is oxygen, and they are forming carbon dioxide, that is CO2. In this equation, there is addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen. And reduction reaction, that is opposite of oxidation reaction. In this reaction, this is a chemical change that involves addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen. In this reaction, there is it is involving addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen from a substance. Here one example is given, that Cl2, that is chlorine plus H2, that is hydrogen, 2HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. Okay, in this equation, there is removal of oxygen and involving in addition of hydrogen. Now, so thank you for watching my video. Have a good day. Bye bye.